Grand arising, my people. So today I want us to talk about mirrors. I want us to dive deep in the mirrors. This video is going to be deep and it's going to be for educational purposes. You've seen videos like these.
The truth about mirrors. If today you go into any house, you are going to find a mirror. If it is not a normal mirror, then you are going to find a black mirror. I don't know what you have been taught about mirrors, but there is a difference between education and knowledge. Those mirrors that you see on your house, those are not just mirrors. They are portals that are able to connect you to the spirit world, to other dimensions, and also connect you directly with the entities. The person that you see on the mirror, that is not you, that is not your image. That is an energy mimicking entity.
And this.
Hiyo iko na maana kubwa sana.
Okay.
That person who designed the mirror, he was a witch, and he uses a craft to design a mirror. Before getting something that reflects yourself, when you look, because mirrors, we call them the mirror world. These are world which will get them mostly their partnership with the Marines. Bragging too much.
And this.
The facts about mirrors, or the truth about the mirrors. Do you know that mirrors, they are portals? Mirrors, they are gateway. Mirrors, they can connect you to the spiritual realm, or they can connect you to other timelines. Do you know, like, mirrors, you can use it to change your life, like speed up manifestation. You can mimic or mirror gazing, but that one comes with string attached, because things will happen so fast. And then sometimes easy come, easy go. So be careful every time when you look into the mirror. Try to be positive. Speak up good things about yourself, and only when you whisper, because mind, it get overwhelmed and then you start doubting.
And you ask yourself, what is it that there is going on about these mirrors? What is it that is going on with these mirrors? So today, from the videos that I've highlighted before, I want us to go deep in mirrors, from the components to the effects of the components to everything about the mirrors. It's going to be a long video, so buckle up. So we start by simply asking ourselves, what are mirrors? So a mirror is a smooth, highly reflective surface that bounces back light to form a clear vision of image of whatever is in front of it. That's just the simplest, let me say the simplest definition of a mirror. What is a mirror made of? A mirror is made by coating a highly polished, perfectly smooth pane of aluminum or silver. And this one leads us to the deeper anatomy of a mirror, to the very, very minute component of a mirror. So from the anatomy of a mirror, the first thing is the substrate. The substrate is the glass. It can be the glass or the acrylic. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. Acrylic. This is the solid or the rigid base. Yani niseme ni kama the foundation. Number 2, we have the bonding layer. Mostly it is usually tin chloride. So precious metals like silver, they do not naturally stick to a smooth glass. So a thin liquid spray of tin chloride is applied first so that it acts as a glue. I hope you're okay up to that point. The next one, we have the reflective layer. The reflective layer is composed of silver nitrate. And I hope we are very keen on these components, because these components is what is the major factor of this video. Because from those videos you ask yourself, what is it that is in the mirror that causes this and that and that? And that's the purpose of this video. It's a long video, by the way. So this silver nitrate is a chemical solution, and it is poured over the tin. It just hardens. Then number 4 of its anatomy, we have the backing and the protection, whereby this is made by copper and some paints. Now, because silver oxidizes and tarnishes very quickly when exposed to air, it is immediately sealed so that it doesn't happen that way. A layer of copper sulfate. Remember, copper sulfate is a compound of copper. Is sprayed over it, followed by 2 tough coats of protective paint. So, talking of the 2 coats that I've mentioned before, we have the first one, which is the base coat, or people usually call it the chemical shield. So the first layer is applied directly over the thin sheet of aluminum or silver. And what is this material, by the way? Typically a highly adhesive chemical stable alkyd or acrylic resin, and in modern manufacturing a 2-component epoxy primer is often used. So what is the job of this, either epoxy primer or the resin? It's just to seal and tightly bond the microscopic metal, because silver is incredibly vulnerable to scratch and air exposure. So this base layer behaves as a chemical shield, hence the name chemical shield. It prevents silver from turning black due to the reaction with the environmental gases. And then the second one, we have the top coat. People usually call it the physical armor for war. So the second layer is backed on top of the base coat to seal the entire system, hence the name top coat. And what is this material? It's just a dense, rigid, waterproof industrial paint, usually infused with heavy mineral fillers. I hope you're okay up to that point. These fillers, they are just like barite, whereby barite, I hope we know this is barium sulfate. It's a compound, by the way. It's a compound of sulfate. Okay. Up to that point, we've covered the two coats. So, from the videos that I posted above, you heard people talking of portals. A portal is not a web portal. Let's look into what we call the portal. Already we've covered the compounds. I'm going to dive deeper, but let me just give you a hint of what a portal is. So, a portal is just a gateway. It's just a gateway, okay, or an opening or an entrance. It's just a gateway. But in spirituality, a portal is an energetic gateway or a vertex, where the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is exceptionally thin. And what does a glass symbolize in spiritual realm? It symbolizes 1, clarity, vulnerability, and the invisible boundary between physical and spiritual worlds. In spiritual clarity, the glass represents a mind free of illusion and ego. And number 3, in fragility, and vulnerability because it breaks easily under pressure. It serves as a powerful metaphor of the human condition, in that physical life is delicate and can change or shatter in an instant. Today, I just want to pose a question to you, my fellow viewers, despite the number. When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you see yourself? That's my first question. My second question is this: how long can you hold eye contact with whomever you are seeing in the mirror, whether it is you, whether it is the spiritual you, or anyone? How long can you hold an eye contact without losing concentration? As you ponder over those ones, I would like to dive deep into the components of a mirror. That's why I told you at least master the components that I'll be talking about, but there's no need since I'm going through them right now. So, if you remember very well, my first component was this thing I called acrylic. What is acrylic? Normal definition: acrylic is a versatile petroleum-based synthetic polymer known for its outstanding clarity, strength, and lightweight properties. That is the normal definition. But what really is acrylic? In spirituality and holistic energetic health, acrylic is viewed as an inert synthetic material that acts as an energy insulator, fluttering vibrational frequencies and blocking the natural flow of life force energy. It is usually called the prana or the chi, whether it's the chi or the shai. That is the life force energy. So, when humans interact heavily with acrylic, mystics and holistic practitioners point to several distinct spiritual and energetic effects. Allow me to take you through them. First of all, we have the blockage of the prana of the chi, and this prana or chi is just the life force energy. It just depends with your pronunciation, whether I say chi or shai. It's just chi. Okay, so the human body naturally absorbs and emits subtle energetic fields, and acrylic acts as a hard barrier to this circulation. Now we have the acrylic nails or the nail extension. According to Ayurvedic principle, the nails are connected to the nervous system and the prana pathways, and cupping them with the synthetic acrylic, it suffocates the energetic breathing of the fingertips, which practitioners claim that it can induce minor mental fog and subtle sense of disconnect from the body awareness. Number two, we have disruption of the body's electric field. As we know, natural fibers conduct and dissipate ambient electricity smoothly, but acrylic fibers is highly prone to building up the static energy, electricity or energy. Number three, we have frequencies hovering around or near zero. Why? Living organic fibers, they vibrate at higher dynamic frequencies that actively support human vitality, and acrylic being synthesized from refined crude oil, it is considered as dead energy. Allow me to talk about the second component, which is silver nitrate. By the way, silver nitrate represents liquid illumination, energetic purification, and painful shattering of a mirror solution. But this silver nitrate, remember, is a compound that has both silver and nitric acid. Now, what are the symbolism of both these two? We have the silver, which is the lunar metal of reflection and intuition, and then we have nitric acid, which is the aggressive, fiery, corrosive of swift transformation. Okay? In ancient alchemy, the raw silver is explicitly ruled by the moon and represents the cold, fluid, intuitive, and receptive divine feminine energy, or the lunar. The nitric acid is traditionally called the aqua fortis, or the strong water, and it represents an intense, aggressive, masculine and fire elements. So these two they form something like a marriage, the combination of feminine and masculine energy, such a thing. And far from that, the fusion of these two now forming the silver nitrate, it symbolizes forcing your quiet, passive intuition into action. It represents a spiritual catalyst, an intense awakening, or a dark night of soul, a dark night of the soul, whereby your hidden emotions and inner truths are violently, chemically activated, so they can actually be seen clearly. Okay, that's why when I told you, you look at the mirror, I asked you, do you see yourself or do you see your inner self? Do you see the quieter you? Do you see the calmer you? Whom do you see when you look at the mirror? That is the power of silver nitrate. From that point, metaphysicians, they view this silver nitrate as the ultimate liquid light. They tend to call it the liquid light, or this is just the bridge between the potential and reality. So on its own, the glass is just transparent sheet you look through, but silver nitrate provides the backing that forces light to bounce back straight, transforming glass into a tool of intense self-reflection, forcing you to look at your true inner self. So, when you dive deeper into these spiritual things, and basically now being that you're referring to a mirror, you usually hear people saying that when you put mirror at your door, facing away from your door, it sends away the negative energies that have been sent to you. It sends them back to the owner. What makes a mirror perform this? This is where silver plays a part, in that this silver is globally recognized as the ultimate psychic shield. It absorbs and deflects negative intentions. This includes the curses and the psychic attacks. This silver, it also represents making the invisible visible. It catches the negative or deceptive energy that is hidden in the shadows. It permanently traps them and exposes it so that it can no longer manipulate you in the dark. This is silver. Historically, silver nitrate was called the lunar caustic by the early physicians and also the early alchemists. Why was it so? Because it physically cauterizes and burns away the infected skin tissues. I hope you're okay up to that point. That was historically. Spiritually, it is viewed as an aggressive form of energetic purification. Unlike the gentle cleansing properties of a crystal, silver nitrate it represents the burning away of dead weight, rotting illusions, and trauma or old traumas, and some aspects of ego that are actively poisoning your spiritual progression. That is silver nitrate. So allow me to talk about copper being among the components. So copper is just revered as the ultimate amplifier of the life force energy. Remember, this is the chi or the prana. It serves as the literal, let me call it bridge, between the physical and the spiritual realm. It is said that mirrors are portals, while copper serves as the literal hardware or the energetic conductor that allows a portal to open, or to stabilize, or to function. I hope you are okay up to that point. We progress with this copper. So this copper, it also actively moves sluggish energy. This is the sluggish energy through your spirit. It clears the mental fatigue and spiritual drowsiness and creative ruts. So you realize, well, there are some people in spirituality, they'll tell you that when you drink from let's say you have a copper cup, they tell you to pour water, clean water into the copper cup. You speak your intention into the water before you drink it. inside the copper cup. And you realize copper cup, it acts as a bridge between the spiritual and the physical. So your words, they manifest inside you. That is the power of copper. This copper, it conducts the subtle energy up and down of the spine. Remember, from up and down the spine, that's where we have the 7 chakras. Okay? That is from the crown chakra to the root chakra, the 7 chakras. Systemically, it clears and balances and knits the 7 primary chakras into harmony. That is the work of copper. This copper, it acts like a megaphone for your thoughts and other spiritual tools. Let me cook what I mean by that. When wrapped around crystals, we have these crystals of spirituality like the amethyst or the quartz. Copper beats the stones' inherent vibration. This is the vibration output of the stones. It beasts them up, as in it gives them power. It boosts, something like that, you see. It makes it highly prized for crystal grids and orgone pyramids. These orgone pyramids, the crystals, these are topics for another day. I'll make a video for this. In meditation, holding or wearing a copper aligns your personal willpower with your high vibrational thoughts, acting as an energetic anchor to help manifest intentions into physical reality. This gives you the reason why they tell you to speak your word to the water. Remember, water holds energy, and this water is in the copper, which this copper we regard as the bridge. I hope you're okay up to that point. In classical astrology and alchemy, copper is strictly ruled by the planet Venus, and it is associated with goddesses of love like Hera and Aphrodite. This copper, it is known as the love metal. This is traditionally, people used to refer it as the love metal. It is soft, it is rosy, it instills a sense of deep optimism and self-worth and emotional warmth. It also helps cool down volatile, fiery emotions like rage, bitterness, and anxiety, replacing them with peace and balanced vibrations. Among the people who usually practice yoga, allow me call them the yogic traditions, wearing just a simple ring or bracelets of copper, it acts as a grounding wire. It intercepts the harmful psychic noise and the evil eye. There are people whom you hear someone is looking you with an evil eye, or the monitoring spirits, something like that. So it intercepts them and safely dispels those frequencies straight down to the earth. That is the power of copper. In spirituality, this barium sulfate, it is revered as a powerful stone for interdimensional travel. So you hear people sometimes they call it the Barite, and in Greece it's called Baris. Baris means heavy. So due to its density, from the name, this density gives the Barite its core spiritual identity. It acts as a massive anchor that allows humans to explore the higher realms. Barium sulfate is a premier stone for navigating alternative states of consciousness. You realize barium sulfate is used in hospitals. I think it is in X-rays, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it is in X-rays. So it navigates alternative states of consciousness. And this barite or barium sulfate, it opens a spiritual gateway. It makes it highly prized for lucid dreaming, astral travel, for those people who have tried astral projection, Astral projection is a topic of another day. I'll handle it another day. It's a huge topic, by the way, because you need to know how to cleanse your field before you practice it. It's a huge field. And this Barite also, it helps someone access the Akashic records. It is either the Akashic records or the Akashic records. Akashic records, these are records of everything that you always do in the realms. They are only accessed in higher forms of consciousness. Up to that point, I think we are good. So this Barite, it opens a spiritual gateway, and because of its intense physical weight, it acts like a spiritual hinge cord. It allows your spirit to soar into high frequencies without the risk of feeling fractured, spacey, or disconnected from your physical body when you return. So remember, in astral projection is just a let me not call it disconnection. It's whereby the body disconnects temporarily from the soul. Temporarily, of which dreaming is a simple form of astral projection. That is dreaming. But there is an astral projection whereby you focus on astral projection with very clear intentions, and after you've cleansed your surrounding, then you'll be able to do it in a more careful way. And then this mineral, it vibrates at the frequency of the upper chakras, directly stimulating the brain's intuitive centers. If you are vibrating at your higher frequency, it helps to quiet the frantic, or this is the monkey mind, whereby I tend to call it the noisy mind. It replaces the mental noise with a very deep, silent inner peace. That is the purpose of Barite. There are some people who works with these gemstones. I tend to call them gemstones, or the spiritual stones, or the spiritual crystals. So Barite is one of them, and I've been talking about it. So I think you get the reason why some people work with them. The Barite, it shapes your psychic vision, allowing you to easily record and decode spiritual guidance. So, Barite frequency, it gently shatters the old emotional blockages, and this helps human to break free from the codependent relationships, these trauma bonds, and some of the addictive habits. It helps in that field. And also, it infuses the human aura with a sense of like pure self-reliance, you see, giving you the spiritual strength to break your truth, as in you speak your mind out without without needing external validation or something like that, external attention. It gives you that sense of being. Why is it not advisable to put mirrors facing your bed while sleeping, directly facing your bed while sleeping? Why is it not advisable? So, placing a mirror directly facing your bed is highly discouraged. Why am I saying so? Because it acts as an active, energetic portal that disrupts sleep, drains your personal life force, this is the Shi, and invites spiritual restlessness. There are some people who report the cases of lack of sleep, or I may call it insomnia, or they have problem in their sleeping patterns, change in their sleeping patterns when they put the mirror facing directly to their bed while they sleep. So when you sleep, your conscious guard drops. This leaves your physical and spiritual beliefs highly receptive and vulnerable to the immediate environment. So a mirror reflecting your sleep, it alters the environment through several specific spiritual mechanisms. I'll go step by step. During a hectic day, your body accumulates chaotic, stressful, and anxious thoughts. So while you sleep, your auric field naturally sheds this stagnant, toxic energy to recharge. And because a mirror is a highly conductive specular space, it captures these escaping negative frequencies and influences them right back onto you. Instead of dissipating into the room, your stress is trapped in a continuous energetic loop, causing you to wake up feeling exhausted, anxious, and unrefreshed. I hope now you see why that feeling is not a coincidence. In spirituality, there's nothing like coincidence. For every action, there's a reaction. In many esoteric traditions, it is believed that the human soul temporarily leaves the physical body during deep sleep or lucid dreaming. This is what we call the astral projection. Coming out of an astral state and suddenly encountering a reflective or a flipped image can shock or disorient the wavering spirit. So you see, mirrors facing the bed can startle the spirit, and this spirit is startled back into the body too aggressively, leading to night terrors or nightmares or sleep paralysis or lingering feeling of being unanchored. So mirrors facing the bed is considered a major taboo for romantic relationship, because picture this: a mirror doubles everything it sees. Okay, it is believed to introduce the restless energy of a third party into the relationship, and this one subconsciously invites deception, emotional distance, or outside interference between the partners. So lastly, I would like to finish with this one: the metallic backing of a mirror. So you remember the metallic backing. This is the silver, the copper, and the tin chloride. They tend to create a very powerful or a high active energy matrix. So this device combination of metallic frequency, they turn a simple glass into an open energetic portal. At night, this portal acts like a subtle vacuum. This one pulls your subconscious mind, and this active pulling force tend to trigger the hypervigilance in your nervous system. It makes it incredibly difficult to fall into deep or restorative REM sleep. What should I do with my bedroom mirror? First thing you can do, drape an opaque cloth or a blanket on the mirror before you go to sleep to completely close the portal. Just make sure you cover it, okay? And another one, if it is a freestanding on the floor, it can be moved. So you can simply pivot it slightly so that it faces a blank wall or the window instead of your bed. I'll make a video on what happens when the mirror faces the window, or why is it advisable to face it on the window or the wall. I'll make a video on that. So this is my take on the mirror. Peace and love.